What's up, you guys? Happy Monday. Hope you guys are having a good one. My name is Kyle Kurzhal. I'm your go-to guy for AI and automations to help you get back your time and grow your business. This live Q&A is for folks like yourself to be able to come and ask me questions about AI automations for your business, for your investing, anything that you're doing, whether you are a brand new beginner or whether you've been in business for a long time now and you're just looking for ways to incorporate AI and automations to help you be more productive, make more money, so on and so forth. As for myself, I have over 11 years of experience as a software engineer. I've built apps from scratch in a startup environment, and I've also worked in the corporate world. Currently looking at a new CTO role in the healthcare space. Well, like healthcare, assisted living, et cetera, et cetera. So anyways, this time is here for you to be able to come ask questions and hopefully get the answers to those questions from somebody who has experience on the automation side. Now, we are doing something right now that we have been doing for the last, I'm starting to lose track now, I want to say last couple of months, where we are giving away copies of Alex Hormozi's new book, $100 Million Money Models. If you want a chance to win a copy, hang in there because I'm about to drop the link for you to go fill out a form and then sign up for the challenge. But if you are just here for your questions in the meantime, you can go ahead and submit those questions either in the form that I have linked there in the chat on YouTube and on Facebook, or you can also put those in the chat. I've been trying to do a little bit of a better job watching the chat in the live during the live stream, just kind of going back and forth. Now, as for our live giveaway, typically we do this towards the end. This is about a 30-minute live stream that I usually do. Lately it's been a little bit longer. We've been going more like 40 minutes to 50 minutes or so public facing. And then we, after that, take the rest of this until about 7:30, 8 o'clock Central Time behind the scenes in the AI Employee Club. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that towards the end. That's just a place where you can get a little bit more help. It's going to be more face-to-face. You're going to get access to various other resources as well. So let me go ahead and share with you guys the giveaway link for the night. Tonight we are giving away up to 6 copies. So if you want a chance to win a copy of Alex Hormozi's book, go ahead and fill out the form in the link I just posted on YouTube and Facebook. Once you fill that out, towards the end, what's going to happen is I'm going to go use my AI to randomly select a winner. And then if you're chosen to be a winner, you will receive an email at a later point in time. At this point, I think I've got most of it automated, so it probably will be within a couple of minutes of the announcement. And you just have to pay for the shipping. So the cost of the book is covered. You just have to pay for the shipping to get it to your house. I think that's a pretty good deal considering all you have to do is fill out a form. So that's the gist of the giveaway. That's the gist of what this live Q&A time is about. We're going to go ahead and kind of kick off our live Q&A with a quick look. Let me see if we've got any kind of questions that have been queued up. And if we don't, what I've been doing is essentially covering topics about AI that are kind of going on that most people are probably not aware of or not paying attention to. I prefer doing that because I like to try to bridge that gap for folks who maybe are more on the business side or more on the investing side and maybe don't have the technical experience, and give some insight on ideas on how you can start using these types of things. So it also kind of keeps me up to date with some of these things because honestly, there's just so much going on in AI. It is tough for any one person to keep up with it all, unless this is your full-time job. And even then it's a lot. So I don't see any questions on my side in the chat or in the form there. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is switch over to our left screen, and we're going to go ahead and get started with our topics for the day. So let's take a look at this first item here. So OpenAI on October 21st, so that was last week, about 6 days ago, announced this new tool that they call ChatGPT Atlas. And I've heard some stuff going on about this behind the scenes. Very, very interesting. So let's kind of get a sense of what's going on here with this ChatGPT Atlas. So browser with ChatGPT built in. Okay. Let's start it over. Okay, so you, I guess, click this little app, ChatGPT Atlas. Go in there. Okay, unlock with ChatGPT by your side. Okay, so you get a nice little button there. Are any good hikes nearby? Okay, help me walk through. Can you explain this? Is there a mother? Okay. Interesting. Make this more concise. Pick up where you left off. Takes action for you. Oh, okay, that's pretty nice. Okay. So that's really interesting. I think for simple things, that's probably not as helpful. You know, you could probably just go through it. But I think for anything where you've got a lot of steps or something that you need to repeat over and over and over again, this is probably where it's going to be really, really helpful for folks. I actually kind of think, just glancing at that, it's going to be potentially useful for collecting data, and maybe, you know, because you can like connect ChatGPT, I'm assuming. Well, you can connect ChatGPT with like your spreadsheets and things like that. So it could be good for collecting research together, like doing market research, things like that. Going and collecting the data, putting it into, you know, a spreadsheet, or summarizing stuff into a document or anything like that. That's probably where I think most of it is going to be useful. But let's take a look at the article and just kind of see. Let me zoom in here so you guys can actually see this a little bit better. Okay, so they're introducing ChatGPT Atlas, new web browser. Oh, it's a whole browser. It's not just a plugin. Okay, rethink with the web. You could find timely information. But your browser is where you do all your work. Browser built with ChatGPT brings us closer to true super assistant. ChatGPT can come with you anywhere across the web. Okay, without having to copy, paste, or leave the page. That's pretty nice. Let me see here. Practice. Okay, during lectures I practice questions, real-world examples by trying to understand the material. Switch between my slides and ChatGPT, taking screenshots to ask a question. Now ChatGPT instantly understands what you're looking at. Okay, that's kind of nice. So, like, I guess if you need instant feedback and stuff like that, it's going to be really helpful for that kind of thing. Maybe if you're like a web developer, you know, that kind of, like, maybe it could be helpful for that too. Like, you just leverage that to get feedback and maybe modify some things in your code. That could be a possibility. Let's see here. Browser memories. It says browser memories help ChatGPT remember context from sites you visit and bring it back when you need it. Okay, find all posting I was looking at last week. Create a summary of industry trends so I can prepare for interviews. Okay. memories are optional. It can do work for you in Atlas using agent mode. Improvements make it faster, better at researching, analyzing, automating tasks, planning events, booking appointments while you browse. It is available in preview for Plus members. So if you are paying, $20 a month, you're a Plus member, and you can start using this, which is great. Okay, it's on Mac OS today. So that's good for those of us who are running Mac. Experiences for Windows, iOS, and Android are coming soon. Oh, okay, cool. So this will also be available on phone devices. So that's handy. So it works in your flow. You open up the tab, ask ChatGPT something, use your cursor. Okay. So, some of that could be really helpful. Like, yeah, this is a good example of just like you could pull in certain data from, whatever what page you're on, and then you can start interacting with it. That's pretty nice. I really do find, I find myself using ChatGPT and, these AI tools a lot for like learning. Learning is really where I think the value is. Okay. I had to cut off that audio, guys. My apologies. I had that on this whole time, and it was probably blasting your ears, so my apologies. I don't know if you were even able to hear most of what I was saying. So this Atlas here looks pretty interesting from the perspective of being able to grab data and maybe like taking multiple steps and then like doing things on your behalf. I really do. I find myself using tools like ChatGPT a lot for learning about things and researching and trying to understand things and summarizing things for me. And it helps speed up my I guess time to understand something more in depth and really get to the meat of the thing. So I really kind of like the idea of this. I'm already using, I'm not using it most of the time with a particular link or something, but I could see that being really handy, especially if you want to grab data or scrape it. You want to use it. Maybe you want to go throw it into your like a spreadsheet or something like that, so you can actually run more numbers. Like I was saying before, if you're a web developer and you're running like a web app, you could probably automate some testing. Ooh, that's actually a good use case. You could automate some testing around this and have it try different cases for you. So that's pretty cool. Let's see what else they say. So built around you. Okay. So I guess it makes recommendations. It can remember what you've explored and suggest what you're going to do. Move capability, more control. You can control what it sees and remember as you browse. Clear specific pages. You can go incognito, it looks like. Okay, if you turn on browser memories, it'll remember key details. Okay. Browser memory private to your account. You can say it's not allowed. Okay, it can't view the page content. So you have some privacy options. We don't use content to train that you browse to train our models. If you choose to opt in, you can include web browsing in your data controls. But I mean, if I'm using a browser, if I'm using this browser, I'm using it for the purpose of using ChatGPT. So I'm not sure why you would need to cut that off. I don't know. Maybe you're in the middle of a flow and you don't want somebody to see it. So I guess that could be a use case. Okay. Let's see. Get work done for you. Take action to do things right in your browser. They introduced the agent. If you're planning a dinner party, you have a recipe in mind, you can give the recipe to ChatGPT, ask it to find a grocery store, find all the ingredients, and order them to your house. Okay. Open and read through past team documents, perform competitive research, compile insights into a team brief. Okay. Okay. Starting today, Atlas. Okay, it's in plus, so if you're paying $20 a month, you have access. Prioritize safety. Added safeguards to address new risks that can come from access to logged in sites and browsing history while taking action on your behalf. It cannot run code in the browser, download files, or install extensions. Okay. It cannot access other apps on your computer or file system. Okay. It will pause to ensure that you're watching it. Take actions on specific sensitive sites such as financial institutions. Okay, you can use agent to log in logged out mode to limit its access to sensitive data and the risk of taking actions as you on your website. Okay, they still carry risk. Besides making mistakes and acting on your behalf, are susceptible to hidden malicious instructions, which may be hidden in places such as the web page or email intention. Yeah, this is actually a big thing right here. So this is something that people are starting to realize that they can take advantage of. If you put instructions for these LLMs in like a web page, or you put it in an MCP server or whatever it is, like people have done it with like GitHub repositories. If there are instructions for LLMs on these public sources of information, and then you run the chat bot on that data, it could take that and immediately start running those instructions. And so with all of these things, you have to be super careful. They call out, hey, this could lead to stealing data from your sites that you're logged into or taking actions that you didn't intend. And so, this is going to be one of those things of it's probably going to be very similar in some ways to some of the early days of the web where, just visiting certain sites could compromise your machine, right? And it could end up being a very similar thing here in the early days of these chatbots, where if you go to certain sites, then you could end up being compromised, or your chatbot could be compromised in some way, and maybe leak data that it shouldn't. So these are all very real concerns that you have to be aware of, and you have to be ready to handle, because otherwise you could end up in a world of hurt. This is kind of why, like, when I talk to people about AI, I emphasize the need for adding proper constraints around things. Like, you need to give your AI just the right amount of tools for the thing that it needs and nothing more. And then, even for those cases, you've got to still be careful, like if you're dealing with public information, because that could really screw you up if you are not careful. So you need to be kind of on the lookout for these things. You need to be careful about what information you're pulling from or you're interacting with, because it could really, really, really mess you up. Okay, so as outlined in the ChatGPT agent system card, we've run thousands of hours focused on red teaming, emphasis on safeguarding ChatGPT, but our safeguards will not stop every attack. Yep. Users should weigh the trade-offs. Okay. Logged, such as using it in logged out mode in Atlas and monitoring agent activities. Continually monitor, patch. What's next? Okay. Roadmap includes multi-profile support, improved developer tools. Oh, that'll be good for helping develop web apps and ways that apps SDK developers can increase discoverability of their apps in Atlas. Okay. Website owners can also add these tags. These are for like readability, like for screen readers and things like that, to improve how ChatGPT agent works for their websites in Atlas. Oh, that's a very interesting use case. So you could become, you could help people that are using screen readers and also improve the experience for these ChatGPT agents. Okay, so that's very interesting. So I think they got a live stream replay here too. I think this is a very interesting idea here that they're implementing. It's just giving you a way to get a little bit more interactive on these web pages with a personalized AI. We're really kind of moving toward this realm of ChatGPT being essentially your personal assistant. And that's kind of what I'm actually betting on. I'm actually betting that OpenAI is essentially going to cause ChatGPT to be your AI assistant in the future. Now they might have certain tools and functionality, but this is kind of where this stuff is headed. And at least that's what I'm assuming. And so, I'm very careful. I would be careful to place any bets against them and try to build out your own like locally hosted personal assistants. At the very least, I think it's going to be it's probably going to be an interface, but I would focus probably more on like the surrounding tools and the workflows that you want to build out for your assistants, and not so much on the implementation of the assistants themselves. I think that's kind of going to be the best way to hedge your bets. So anyways, that's kind of my perspective on this. Let me see if we've got any new questions in our chats or in our spreadsheet here. No. Okay. So I've got nothing there. If you do have questions, if you're joining us for the first time, just so you know, this session is supposed to be for you to be able to come ask your questions about AI and automations. If you are an investor or if you're a small business owner, maybe you're just somebody who's trying to learn about AI. You may just be an employee. Whatever the case is, this is your chance to come ask somebody who has over 11 experience in automation as a software engineer. And also, if you are interested in getting a free book, aside from the shipping, of course, then you can sign up to win a copy at the end of this live stream in about, I'd say, well, just a few minutes. I probably will go a little bit longer because there's a couple more items I want to hit here. If you want to enter for that giveaway, we're giving away up to 6 copies tonight. And if you have a friend who wants maybe a copy of that book, it's Alex Hormozi's $100 Million Money Models. Then go fill out that link. Go get a friend who may want that book and bring them here. Enter them in the giveaway so that they have a chance to win as well. All right, so let's take a look at our next item here. So the day before this, Anthropic announced Claude Code on the web. So this is a big one for anybody who's using Claude Code. Mostly it's developers. Claude Code, just kind of to give you an idea of what this looks like. You can essentially like you can say Claude, and I use this for my own use case. So you can come in here and say, yes, I trust this folder. I don't know, like, there you go. And so then you have this Claude Code, and you can like interact with it and have it do real things inside of your system, which is really cool. I find it very helpful. It's great for coding, but it's also great for a lot of other tasks that I might run on my computer. And I can hook these up to like MCP servers to actually do things with other services. So similar in some ways to like the Claude, to the Claude UI here. It's just going to have, by default, it's going to be able to do more things because I can run it in my terminal. So that's kind of what Claude Code is. And so they're announcing this thing, Claude Code on the web. So it's in beta as a research preview. You can assign multiple coding tasks to Claude on Anthropic's managed cloud infrastructure. So that means that Claude Code doesn't have to run on your machine. This can actually run on their servers, on Anthropic servers, and then like make code changes or do whatever you want in that server environment. So it's not messing with your local machine. It's really great, especially if you want to like set something up and you want it to go run off on its own, and maybe you needed to close your laptop and take it with you, or maybe your laptop isn't powerful enough and you want, not that the LLM really runs on a separate server anyways, but the rest of this stuff, like it would normally run on your computer. So it's kind of nice. You can offload this to a separate area. And in theory, you could spin up another cool thing about this is that you could spin up several of these things. So you could spin up, multiple, like if you think about it, like AI employees that are off kind of doing their own thing, and you just give them the tools that they need and they'll run. So you can run coding tasks in parallel. So lets you kick off coding sessions without opening your terminal. You can connect your GitHub repositories, describe what you need. Each session runs in its own isolated environment with real-time progress tracking. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Flexible for every workflow. Web interface complements your existing. Okay, so they've got a nice little web interface you can go to in your browser, which is kind of nice. So you don't need a terminal. You can just use a web browser. In theory, if they made the user interface responsive, that means that you could also run it on your phone, which is kind of cool. Let's see here. Run multiple tasks in parallel, ship faster, flexible for every workflow, security first cloud execution. Okay, so it's running in an isolated sandbox. So that means it's kind of cut off from certain things, which is kind of nice. Okay, that's cool. That's really cool. That's gonna be really handy. Let me see if we got any new comments, questions, anything like that in our chat. Nope. Okay. All right, let's hit our last topic here, and then we're gonna do our giveaway. So Anthropic says advancing Claude for financial services. So they're expanding Claude for financial services with an Excel add-in. Additional connectors to real-time market data, and portfolio analytics. That's pretty cool. Pre-built agent skills. So that's going to be really handy. We covered last week the new agent skills feature. I actually think it's going to be really fantastic for being able to scale up. And you can kind of get all my thoughts on that if you go watch the live stream last week, and how it's going to be useful, why you would want to maybe use agent skills over something like MCP server. All right, so like building counted cash flow models, initiating coverage reports. These updates build on the state-of-the-art performance and financial tasks. Finance agent benchmark. Okay, 55% accuracy, augment codes. Okay, intelligence. Let's look at this. We're releasing Claude for Excel in beta as a research preview. Allows users to work directly with Claude in the sidebar in Microsoft Excel. That's interesting. So is this like, I wonder if this is just Excel, if it's running on your computer directly, or if this includes online. It's probably just on your computer. Full transparency about the actions it takes. This means that Claude can discuss how a spreadsheet works, modify preserving its structure and formula dependencies, debug. Okay, adds existing integrations with Microsoft applications. Create edit files, including spreadsheets, PowerPoint slides, Connect to Microsoft 365. Ah, that's the answer. Okay, cool. So it can do stuff online too. Available. Okay. Excel is in beta. It's for Max enterprise teams. Okay, so people like me, the poor people who have the lowest tier, are not going to get access to it. Connecting to Claude Live information. Connectors provide with direct access to external tools. We added connectors S&P Capital, Delupa, Morningstar, PitchBook. We're adding new connectors. Okay. Real-time earnings call transcript summaries, investor events. That's cool. Third bridge to the library of insights, interviews, company intelligence. Okay. Private equity investors, operational, financial, blah, blah, blah. Okay. For internal data rooms, investment documents, and okay. Credit ratings, research, company. Wow. Man, this is cool. So it's an MCP connector, looks like. Okay, earlier this month we introduced agent skills. Skills are folders that include instructions, scripts, and resources that they can use to perform given tasks. They work across all Claude apps, including Claude AI, Claude Code, and our API. To make Claude better, we've added 6 new skills. Comparable company analysis. Okay. Discounted cash flow models. Due diligence data packs. Company teasers and profiles. Earnings analysis. And initiating coverage reports. Okay, new skills are being rolled out. Again, this is not for the poor folks like me. Okay. All right. That's pretty cool, though. So if you're into financial services, this is going to be for you. You're going to want to definitely check that out. Man, that's some cool stuff, guys. I can't believe that we're getting this stuff nowadays. There's some crazy, crazy, crazy things that we have access to nowadays that I never imagined that we would see in my lifetime. I thought we'd be at least a couple decades out before we saw anything like this. And it was hard to imagine exactly how. I mean, even just a couple of years ago, as the LLMs were kind of starting, I was impressed that they were able to generate text and then, man, the implications of this stuff is it just gets better and better, and it is just going to get better and better. The thing is, it's exponential, right? You don't start something like this and then just expect it to stay stagnant. When you have something like this tech, it just is a compounding effect. The fact that I can use as a developer, from a developer's or engineer's perspective, the fact that I can set up these things to help me write more code, and then to also break down really complex ideas or give me suggestions, help me do research faster, all these things, it just makes things go so much faster. So if you're not using these tools, if you're not using these tools to make yourself better or to learn faster or move through things faster, you're missing out. You are really missing out. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and move into our giveaway. So let me go ahead and share my screen again, and we are going to have our AI here help us with the giveaway. Now, I was actually going to take some time to try to figure out a whole automated way to basically do voice recording and get my voice recording inside of these things, so I don't have to swap over and manually type it and all that stuff. And I might still do that for some of these applications, but Claude just released some features that makes it super easy for me. So we're going to just kick it off. I'm going to try this voice mode and we're going to see how it goes. And today we're going to show a new feature. If we have a winner, we're going to show off a new feature that is going to announce our winner inside of YouTube. So I'm very excited to try this out. Hopefully you guys submitted an entry for today's giveaway. If you did not, then that is going to be unfortunate, and I'm just going to have to be sad and wait for next week until somebody comes and signs up for a giveaway. All right, so let's kick this off. So let me go cha-cha. Okay, and then we'll hit this. Oh, the caps lock didn't work there. Okay, I think I have to actually click on the thing, so it's not perfect. Hey, Claude, I want you to go ahead and select a giveaway winner for today with the new code. Let me see. Let me grab it for you. Give me a second, Claude. I think I may have killed it. I got to pull away. I got to pull my code. Okay. Let's try it again. Hey, Claude, I need you to select a giveaway winner for today. The code is 6-not-sticks. Let's see if it understood it. I don't know if it's going to get that, but we're going to try it again. Okay, there we go. Oh, cool. Well, the audio mode did work. Didn't work as smoothly as I would have preferred, so we might be still looking at something like that. But looks like we don't have any giveaway winners for today. So if you just got here and you're sad because you came in late and you didn't get a chance to enter the giveaway, then no worries. I'm going to be doing it again next week. And instead of giving away up to 6 copies, I'm giving away up to 7 copies of Alex Hormozi's new book, $100 Million Money Models. If you are a business owner or you are interested in business at all, this book is going to be something that you definitely want. It's going to teach you how to stack value inside of your business to be able to make the most money possible and help the most amount of people possible. So you're definitely going to want that book. Now, if you're coming in late and you want a book guaranteed to you ASAP, I just want to extend the invitation to you that you are welcome to join our AI Employee Club. So we're about to cut this off in just a minute, and we're going to go into the AI Employee Club where we're going to go into more depth on some of these types of things. We build out things like that AI I just showed you that hooks into my systems. That was actually built out in the AI Employee Club, and so you can learn how to do stuff like that in there. We have courses in there also to teach you about how to set up AI phone receptionists, things of that nature. So if that's something that you want access to, maybe you want to come in and you want to ask more questions, face to face, you want resources, you want to be able to chat with us throughout the week, with me throughout the week and get more support, then come join the AI Employee Club. All of those things are in there. I'm going to go ahead and post that link here for you guys inside of the chat on YouTube and Facebook. Now, if you just want to come to our to get to our live Q&As and you just want to get reminders every week about those live Q&As, then you can go ahead and do that by either scanning that link there, or what you can do is click the link that I'm sharing here in YouTube and Facebook again. That will let you sign up for those email reminders. We send those out typically about the day before and then about 10 minutes before we do these live Q&As. And we do really these on the same day and time every week for the most part. So we've been doing them on Mondays starting at 6 o'clock Central Time. We go from about 6 to 6:30, sometimes a little longer. Like tonight we went longer. I had more stuff I kind of wanted to cover. So if you want to get reminders for our sessions, then that is an option as well. Now, let's say the last thing I have to share with you guys is, and you know what? I don't think I mentioned, I am so sorry. I had my brain skipped a beat. For that AI Employee Club, if you want a guaranteed copy of Alex Hormozi's book, you can also join the AI Employee Club and get a copy for the next 150 people that sign up. On top of all the other stuff like the AI Receptionist course, the extended live Q&A, learning about how to set up like these behind the scenes tools for your AI, and then chat resource, like all those things, you will also get a guaranteed copy of Alex Hormozi's book if you sign up, if you're one of the next 150 people to sign up. So go ahead and click that link if that sounds appealing to you. If you just want the course, I'll throw this out there for you guys too. If you just want the standalone course for the AI Receptionist, you don't want to go into the AI Employee Club. You know, I also have this one-day AI Receptionist challenge that you are welcome to join. This is something where we taught folks how to do it in 6 hours, basically. The folks that joined, Rebecca and Reagan, they didn't have any prior experience. And so when they joined our challenge, we walked through everything from start to finish on how to set up a whole phone system backed by multiple AI receptionists. And it ended up being really great. They learned a ton. They really enjoyed it. I've got testimonials. If you guys want those, you just let me know. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you guys for coming. I really enjoyed being able to go over some of this stuff today. Things are just getting better and better. I'm going to really have to start thinking about how to build up more and more of these systems for myself so that way I can even take advantage of some of these things. So I'm going to go ahead and swap us over to our AI Employee Club. And for the rest of you guys who are watching, thank you for coming. I hope you have a fantastic evening. As always, take it easy.